everyone, and welcome to Perspectives. I'm Sam Jones, your host. I wish we could come to you with a little bit of better weather than we've got right now. I think it was, 16 degrees outside when I walked in the studio. I'd rather be down around the Gulf of Mexico, which it is to me and to most of you. We'll see if that changes. Our first guest today is Maggie Hoey?
Yep.
Is it Hoey?
Exactly.
You're the president and CEO of Lindsey House. What is that?
Yeah. So Lindsey House is a nonprofit located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We serve moms who are raising their kids. And our whole goal is that moms have a roof over their head so they can focus on setting and achieving big goals so that way their family experiences stability and self-sufficiency. So 24 moms, 45 kids call Lindsey House home.
So you're not, let me try to put this into perspective. You're not taking the place of an organization that takes homeless folk off the street so much as you're taking, the homeless folks who have a domestic problem. You're taking folks who come from just anywhere really and offering them shelter and what else?
Yeah, so we serve we have 24 moms at Lindsey House, and every story of how they arrived here is different. But all of them have had trouble maintaining safe, stable, affordable housing. And so that's the consistent theme for all of those families. And some of them have survived domestic violence. Some of them have had an inability to pay their bills, or they've just struggled to make ends meet. And so when they're in our program, they're living there on site, but they're also going through a series of curriculum, things on financial literacy, workplace proficiency, and life skills. So all the things that we think someone needs to know to be a successful, productive head of household, we're either teaching them for the first time or reminding them of those things.
You and I could sit here and bat these phrases back and forth.
Yeah.
Because we know them and we're familiar with them, and it is an ongoing problem. Have you been at it long enough to see any trends, anything that you can put your finger on that's causing it?
So we have a domestic violence crisis in our state. We're number one in intimate partner violence. It's the number one leading cause that
Say
brings
that again.
somebody. Yeah.
We're number one?
Yes. Women in Oklahoma, or individuals in Oklahoma, are more likely than in any other state to be a victim of domestic violence.
And more often than not, they're slapped around right after a football game, right?
Yeah. I don't know the circumstances that lead to it, but I know for the moms who live at Lindsey House, many of them have survived domestic violence in their past. And Lindsey House is a place that they come to start over, to rebuild their life, to learn those budgeting skills, all of the things that maybe they didn't have or didn't know before. So that's one of the challenges. And things are really expensive. You know, you used to be able to make a minimum wage job stretch pretty far, and that's not the case anymore. So people need, they need skills, they need better job, they need support, and that's really what Lindsey House is designed to provide.
You're addressing the needs of the mother. What about the needs of the children? Do they come in damaged as well?
So there's something called ACE scores, adverse childhood experiences. So this is trauma that people have experienced in childhood. And what we know to be true is that the moms experienced a lot of trauma in their childhood. And our goal is that those 45 kids don't have to experience that same level of trauma. So they have a safe place to call home. They see their mom going to work every day. All of their needs are met. There's not emotional or physical neglect. So the kids benefit because of the stability that they're experiencing while they're living there, and hopefully that stability that they'll experience long term, long after they leave.
Got a mean age with the children?
So the fun part about Lindsey House is 45 kids in our place. They range in age from newborn, I think we have a 2-month-old, all the way to 17 years old. So most of the kids are under 10. But we have a mix of all ages.
So you get a chance to see a lot of things firsthand.
Yes, it's actually a really beautiful part of the community at Lindsey House is because if you were to come on a Saturday, for example, and we're having some community event, you wouldn't know which kids belong to which moms because it's just like a whole big family. And it's something that makes it really special because the kids don't know that they're living in a homeless shelter or a transitional living center. They think they live in an apartment complex and they think all of their best friends live there with them.
Sweet. That's really nice. You've got a big luncheon coming up in March.
Yes.
And we can only hope and pray that we get some of the warm breezes out of the Gulf of Mexico to kind of, make it a little more pleasant because it's going to be at Veterans Park.
Yes, so it's Centennial Center at Veterans Park. This is one of my favorite Lindsey House events because people get to hear directly from the moms who either currently call Lindsey House home or have previously called Lindsey House home. So it's a great, I can come here and tell you the stories and the achievements and the impact of our organization, but it's a whole nother thing to hear that directly from those moms. Legacy Luncheon is really designed as, we call it a friend raiser. So we're really just trying to get our name out there and get the word out there to even more people.
A little bit of marketing involved. Well, here's hoping everything works out for you. I got to tell you, there is such a need. And as you well know, you probably have to turn people away, don't you?
Yeah, so last year we completed over 300 initial screening calls for people who are seeking our services. We have 24 apartments at a time.
Well, at least they know about you.
Yes. Yeah, but the need is staggering in our community, and there's not enough places or not enough resources that are helping support people who are just honestly doing their best but navigating difficult times.
We got about 30 seconds. Somebody out there wants to send money.
Yes.
Do you take it?
Of course, always.
Where do they send it?
Yes, if they go to our website, lindseyhouse.org, Lindsey, house.org. They can learn more about our organization, they can donate online, or find information on how to support us.
Maggie, thank you.
Thank you.
And keep us posted on this because, quite frankly, I think it's one of the more worthwhile endeavors underway in this city.
Thank you. We would love to come back.
You're good folks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Short break. We'll be back with more right after this.